Here is a 2024 BMW X5m60i in Brooklyn gray metallic over black extended merino leather. This is the sweet spot for an X5 if you're not looking to go full M, because you can get this under 6 figures and you're getting a twin turbo V8 that produces well over 500 horsepower and 0 to 60s in the low 4 seconds according to BMW. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and in the front we get a LCI that's going to start with the headlamp assembly. This has the shadow line lights, LED headlights, and daytime runnings because we have the M Pro package. The lower is going to get the gloss black highlights with the rework kidney grille embadging in the front and 8 inches of clearance with standard adaptive air suspension, which also comes in the E50 hybrid. And comparable rivals like the Porsche, you would have to go to the hybrid Cayenne, and the price is going to be more, and this is going to be faster. Audi SQ8, this is going to be faster also than a Mercedes AMG GLE 53. Staggered 22-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels because of the M Sport Pro package. We're getting the blue brake calipers, 4 pistons up front. Go full M, you're getting 6 pistons with composite brakes. Now the best part is what's underneath this hood. It's a 4.4 liter BMW M-Powered Turbo V8, which is a twin turbo, 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, achieving 17 mpgs for the city and 22 mpgs for the highway. BMW says it's going to reach 60 at 4.1 seconds, which is 0.2 to 0.5 seconds faster than any rival that's in its price segment. So it has increased in price for the LCI, but because of the updates that we're getting on the exterior and some in the interior, I can let a few things slide. Comparing it against the E50 hybrid, it's going to be about $17,000 different, and you're going to get some full electric range, plus they have increased the horsepower and the torque. When you go M60 or M, they have not increased any of the power that's underneath it. Top speed at 130 miles per hour, but because we got these staggered wheels, 155 miles per hour. M spec side view mirrors with the gloss black that's going to surround and on the roof rails, a near 50-50 weight distribution, which is the best in class. Reworked 3-dimensional LED taillights, the gloss black surrounding the lower roof spoiler, which here I kind of wish it was a little bit more aggressive on the top, but the lower keeps that aggressive style with the gloss gray inserts around the quad tip exhaust pipes, front and rear parking sensors because we have the professional package, which includes a 360-degree reverse camera. Payload is over 1,000 pounds. I personally would not cut anything for towing on this because of the diffuser. It would make it look a little bit less athletic. Power liftgate or kick to open. Cargo starts at 33.9 cubic feet. We get a privacy cover, 12-volt charger. Underneath the floor gets a spare tire in an area that you can put that privacy cover to fold down the rear bench at a 40-20-40 split, and that will increase cargo to 72.3 cubic feet. But it's not all about storage. It's about power from this twin turbo V8. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. New this year is this iX screen. The dashboard that gets the ambient lighting and the M lines that light up, that flow into the reworked air vents. Harman Kardon sound system, heads-up display, and a storage for the driver. 20-way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated, massage, memory for the driver and passenger. Headroom for the M60 and leg room. It's a deep footwell, it's wide, and it goes into that iX screen that we just showed you. Navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, and Wi-Fi hotspot is 5G. Put it into reverse. It has a 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory for the front and the rear with park assist. 3D view, which is always everyone's favorite, you can just click onto the icons here, or you can just simply use the iDrive and roll around it. We do have the glass control knobs. That is an upgrade. Click back into more. With the car wash view, that'll show trajectory for the front. Also new is the rocker. When you get into the M for the X5, it will still be a gear lever. I do like the glass that's around everything here. USB 12 volt, wireless charging pad, and a storage pocket. And to top that, the new key fob for the BMW X5. Close this up so you can see the carbon fiber inlays. For the gauge cluster, it's a 12.3, which has an array of information. And the best part, it has the AR, which is the camera in front of you. So you can see this while you're driving the vehicle. Always pay attention to what you're doing, obviously. When you slide over here, you have different layouts to make it a little bit more aggressive, in which it will also change when you change the driving mode. For the heads-up display, you have the same thing. So you can change different layouts, and it's a huge heads-up display. Auto-dimming rear view mirror and a large pano moonroof. The door panel gets the soft materials pretty much found everywhere. You get the ambient lighting, the carbon fiber, one touch up and down for the windows, and a long storage pocket with a larger beverage holder in the front. For the back seat, headroom, it's not going to be a problem if you're over 6 foot. The same thing with leg room, and this is in the seat position that I was sitting in. Both of the front will have storage. They'll also have a USB port. Dual climate control and heated rear seats with a storage, gloss black and satin aluminum around the air vents, USB 12 volts. The center gets an armrest with some cup holders and a storage pocket. The door panels get manual sunshades. But before we get back to the door, we can open this up. So I don't like these manual sunshades, I like power. You get a side air vent. Soft materials are going to be found, so it's the same scheme as the front. A long storage pocket with a beverage holder in the front. And these are all soft closing doors. Sliding to the center, feet space will be shared because you can't really put it in the center. The rails for the front seats are pushed up enough, and it is a wide interior, so it's really not that bad for butt and shoulder space either. Headroom is still going to be good because we have a pano moonroof. There it is. It's still quick. That's why I like the M60i. Oh, the rivs coming in. And it's a near 50-50 weight distribution, so for an SUV, it's kind of unheard of, and I know you hear it a lot in my reviews, but look at this thing go. It's, woo. It's fun. It's gonna put a smile on your face. You're gonna hear some cracks coming out from the exhaust pipes when you're downshifting. Throw it into comfort, and it's going to ease up the seat a little bit, but the seats are still comfortable. This is extended merino leather. It's going to take me to some pros and cons, and starting with the pros. Because of the refresh, I think it looks a lot more elegant in the interior. I'm not a big fan of the rocker. I like that at least with the M, you still get the gear lever with the leather wrapped around it and the M badging. I like the glass control. That is something I would option, and the Shadowline trim that comes with the M Sport package. And when you get the M Pro package, you get the blue brake calipers, which it just matches this Brooklyn gray metallic. 4 pistons in the front. You saw the brakes are good. If you go up to the end, you're getting 6. 523 reasons for getting this vehicle. I could just state millions because it is a great blend of performance, and it's under 6 figures. It does start higher than the 23 model, but the upgrades for the screen, the bumpers, and the center cluster, I think it gives enough of a justification in the pricing because they didn't go necessarily too crazy, like for instance Maserati went up nearly $10,000 in 1 year. Now we're going to see the everyday drive. The 22-inch wheel soaks up the imperfections in the road. The air suspension takes care of the ride quality. You don't hear much filtering in from the exterior, so the sound deadening has been more or less bulletproof. And all the windows are big, which is another plus because you have a boxy SUV, and yet huge windows. Usually what happens when you get into these larger SUVs is they typically will put in more sleek windows. BMW didn't go that route. I don't even think I would listen to the stereo system for the first 5,000–10,000 miles, just because you got such a good exhaust note that filters in. It's not going to be as quiet as an Audi, but you're getting more performance and a savings. Going to some cons, when you start upgrading to the M60 or full-blown M, you start losing towing and the payload can start going a little less. The E50 is actually the best sweet spot because they increase the power a lot more so. And even for the X5, you get an increase because it is the same power as an X7. So when you're considering everything got an upgrade except for the M Sport and M line, that to me is a disadvantage or a con. Even though it's long, maneuverability is good, the steering is light, it feels wide, but this is typical BMW X5. It didn't improve anything of the width or the length, and the height is the same also. Another con is when you put it into sport mode, the AR will not show up, and I understand why, because you're going to be doing more performance, but maybe you just want to hear the exhaust filter in a little bit more so. Let us see the AR, because I think that's a selling point in itself. And you have to option this as an extra feature that doesn't come standard, which once you start getting to a $90,000 price point, I really am wanting to start seeing standard amenities in which when you go to any of the Germans, you are starting to have to pay an extra couple $1,000s for this feature, that feature. And I would say the biggest con is they did an LCI, but you still have to go to the back door to put the rear seats down. I understand they didn't really configure anything for the door panels, the back seats, the seating, the steering wheel. They just did the center cluster, the dashboard with the infotainment screen. That's really all they did for the interior. But they could have reconfigured that part so that way it would feel like they did the front and the rear like they did on the exterior, because they didn't just change the front bumper. But look at this baby go. I mean, you just give her a little, you're gonna be getting a speeding ticket quick. Twin turbo V8s, they are a dime a dozen nowadays, so you have to really start thinking, should I option an M60 or go full in? Well, the difference in price is gonna be significant. You're over $30,000 difference. Add features, and it could be $40,000, $50,000 to a base model M60. But both of them have the twin turbo V8. That's why it's such a gem in the sense of you're getting that raw performance out of something that's going to be a dinosaur sooner than later. Turn radius, and try to come to a complete stop, switch it into sport, is right at 1.5 lanes. Look at this bad boy. It has such a symphony that comes out. It's nothing like a V8, and when you add 2 turbos to it to pack 523 horsepower, it's definitely a delight. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2024 BMW X5m60i for our car review.